All right, we're going to continue on with our availability with Dale Earnhardt Jr., driver of the number 88 Diet Mountain Dew National Guard Chevrolet. Currently sits second in points with 1 win so far this season. Dale, obviously a big weekend here in Richmond. Talk about your thoughts on being here and how big this race is tomorrow night.
It's big for some people. We're locked in and feel like we can just enjoy the race and have fun. Hopefully, we ran pretty good here last time, and hopefully we can have a good night. You know, it's kind of hot or cold every time I come here. I've had some really good cars and won some races here, and then I've had just some unexplainable poor runs and just had cars that I couldn't get around the track. But so I'm excited to get into the car for practice, see where we're at, see what kind of drivability we got and how much comfort we got, and you know, just have some fun. You know, it's the last week till we have to get back at it and focus on points and focus on trying to win the championship, which we feel pretty confident about. But it's a fun track and should be a good time.
We'll take questions for Dale. We'll get as many as we can. Please raise your hand and we'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start right here with Bob, then go to Nate.
Bob Hocker, Sporting News. Can you compare how you feel today compared to how you felt a year ago when you weren't locked in?
Yeah. There's a lot of nerves, nervous energy, and just worry and concern that I don't have this weekend at all. I mean, it's you know, you start the season with the goal to make the chase. You want to be in the chase. Being in the chase signifies you're one of the upper tier teams, and it's a big disappointment when you aren't in that group. And so you know, the best case scenario is to be locked in a week or two early and be able to take a little bit of a breather from the pressure you put on yourself to get as many points every week, and so we can just race and not worry about points, which is really fun. So it definitely is a ton less stressful.
Okay, we'll go Nate, Tom, David, and Jeff.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Dale, riffing off of that a little bit, how do you look forward to next week and know that it's going to go from not caring about points at all and just having fun to game on and being really serious? Do you guys have to sort of, how are you guys, I guess, going to put yourself in that mindset and the team put itself in that mindset going into Chicago?
We're going over to Steve's house Sunday, if it don't rain, Saturday night. And the team's going to go, you know, sort of get around each other, and we'll talk about, you know, the season we've had and what our expectations are. And I mean, you'll think about that all week, you know, while we're doing all the, you know, we're going to do the ESPN car wash on Tuesday, and we're doing all that media in Chicago on Wednesday. We'll be thinking, you know, about that all week. Just the season we've had, the opportunity we have, that I feel like I have as a driver to win the championship, that I feel like our team has to compete every week. And I'm pretty sure by the time the race is about to start in Chicago, the the energy level is going to be as high as it needs to be, probably higher than it should be. But you probably have to calm yourself down a little bit just to realize it's 10 individual races, and you gotta do your best in every single one.
The next question we'll take from Tom.
Hi, Dale. Tom Jensen, Speed.com. Last week at Atlanta, you guys really weren't that good most of the weekend. You went down a lap during the race, and you came back. You rallied really strong, came back and finished 7th. How much of a confidence builder is that for the team? How important this time of the year is it for you to have runs like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's just a product of Letarte and that team. You know, we had you got to throw in a lot of luck there too. But Steve made the call on when to get the wave around, when to pit, what to do, how to try to figure out a better way to finish. And you know, he's done a really good job of that over his career. You know, when he's got a fast car, they finish where they should, and when he doesn't have a good car, he sort of, you know, squeezes a few more positions out of that, you know, potentially bad finish, and that's kind of been his thing, his MO. But so I'm just kind of reaping the benefits of being with him and and the decisions he made the other night were, to get us a good finish. That all that stuff that happened and the result of that finish was all due to him. And I just had not, I just had to hold as many positions as I could and do the best I could on them restarts. But it was the pit crew got us a couple spots there at the end. We gained a few spots with some guys wrecking out late, and that was about 5 positions right there. So you just, I think the one thing that I took away from that was, for whatever reason, whether it was my responsibility or someone else's, 5 years ago I would have ran 20th all night and finished 20th. And for what, at this point, with the way my team is and the chemistry we got going on, we're able to turn things around in some races and finish better, and that leads to better points, more points, and a better season.
Okay, we'll go David, Jeff, Melinda, Monty.
Yeah, David Newton, ESPN.com. Yesterday, Jeff Gordon said that he's got to treat everybody ahead of him as the enemy, even if it's a teammate. Knowing that, what do you think the crowd reaction and your reaction would be if say, Jeff were to have to knock you out of the way on the last lap for the win?
Well, I think it would be. I think the crowd reaction would be quite big, but I wouldn't expect anything else, to be honest with you. And if I was in the same situation, I would have a hard time not doing the same thing. Everybody wants to win races, regardless of the situation going into the chase, and all those parameters really don't. You're not thinking about that stuff when you're in the car and you've been racing for 400 miles. You're not thinking about all these situations that other drivers are in. You're just wanting to win for yourself. You've been running all night. Your team's worked all night. You've done everything you can to put yourself in position, and you're just trying to do. You got to make a split decision in that corner if you can reach the guy to move him or not move him, and you make that decision, and you might regret it somewhat if you don't do it or whatever. I don't know, depends on what kind of person you are, but you come here to win, and your team builds a car and sets a car up and works on it all week to win the race, not to roll over for anybody, no matter what. So I would think that regardless of the individuals involved, if there's 2 guys within reach of each other on the last lap, something's going to happen. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Okay, well, guys, we're running low on time. We'll take Jeff's question right here.
Jeff Gluck from SBNation.com. You touched on this a little bit as far as the energy level being elevated probably for the chase, and I was kind of wondering, are you anticipating calming yourself down? I mean, are you going to have to do things to get yourself back down to what I guess a normal regular season level would be, because you'll be anticipating the chase?
Yeah, I think so. I don't want to, for a good example would be we went to Martinsville, and I was, for whatever reason that day, I was super ramped up, and I had done 500 miles worth of damage to the car in 100 laps. So, and I told Steve about 100 laps in that race, I said, man, I need to calm down, and we're not going to have a car to finish because it was just destroyed down both sides of it. So, I just, you get excited over certain things, and you can get overzealous in driving the car and make mistakes, and so I think that a calm thinking approach and using your head and being smart is what's best. If you got a fast car, you know how to, you got to know how to use it and use it to your advantage. But it's not, the chase isn't won at Chicago, but it can be lost there if you screw up. You wreck your car and finish in the back half of the field. You're not gonna, you dig yourself a hole it's hard to get out of really quick. So, yeah, I mean, we'll all be excited going into Chicago, and you just have to make sure you use your head and think smart.